Hello everyone. So we are coming up on the last week of putting together everything, your final project of your logo design. I'll be looking at giving you changes. What I'm going to go over in this video is a few different things that I just want you to make sure that you double check before you do submit that final logo. These are things that I'm going to be really looking at when I'm grading these. Just make sure you read over all the lecture information. There's some review on creating your vector logos in Illustrator, so review all of that stuff. So what I'm going to go over in this video, I'm going to start out with just kind of covering artboards in Illustrator. Then I'm going to go into combining simple shapes to create your logo. Then we're going to make sure, go in and kind of go back over spot colors and how to ensure that you are in fact using spot colors for your logo. That's going to be a big one, that part of this project that I'm looking at. When I open up your logo, I'm going to go in and make sure you're using the right colors. So make sure to watch this video all the way through so that you make sure that you're doing that correctly. And then we're going to finish out by going over how to take your type and make that into a shape instead of type. So we'll go through all of that. So what you see here is I do have a logo as an example. Let me fix something really quick. Somehow that got messed up. Okay, there we go. So this is the logo that I have come up with for this project. And so I decided to change the name of the company, Sunny Go Beach Resort Vacations. I have just a very kind of simple design, right, which is good for a logo design. You want it to be very simple. So basically I'm just looking at my sketch. I would place that in there. There's a video that you will need to watch about going from sketch to vector. So that you can make sure that you do that right. You'll kind of snap a picture of your logo in your sketchbook, bring it in here so that you have, something to go by when you're putting together your vector shapes. Okay, so we've covered, combining shapes together and utilizing shapes to create other shapes, and the pen tool as well. So the pen tool, as you know, can be kind of difficult to get used to. You can go in and just draw your entire logo with the pen tool. It's great, but there are some little tips and things that you can use to avoid having to use the pen tool, which can be good, right? So I'm going to go over kind of how I got to this point on some of these shapes here. But first, artboards. So I have just one artboard here that I'm working with as of right now. I can create additional artboards. Why would you want to do that? Well, when it comes to designs, specifically logo design, sometimes as you're putting these things together, things change. You might need to come up with different concepts, right, to send to someone. So it's really nice to utilize different artboards to do that. You have this artboard tool here. I can click on that and you can see that I can select these artboards. I can resize them if I need to. What I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to duplicate this artboard here. So I can select that. I can click Option on my keyboard and you see that my cursor changes, and I can click and drag that over. Oops, I let go too quickly of the key too quickly. There we go. Okay, so now I have two of the same artboard. So this is nice because I'm going to do some different things to this. I might want to play around with maybe different colors or doing something different altogether. And I'm not messing with my existing logo here, right? So you might want to duplicate your logo to change some things about it, and you will need to, because when we go to do something with a type, I'll go over why we would need to have two of those artboards as well. Okay, so first what I want to do, let's just pretend that this is my sketch. I know it's not, but I want to get this kind of basic shape that I have that kind of goes around my surfboard and everything, kind of behind everything. Instead of grabbing my pen tool and drawing that, I can really combine two shapes really quickly to create that. So I have this rounded shape up here. I'm going to go in and grab my ellipse tool, and I'm going to option shift. Let me turn that to blue. Okay, so one quick tip here. If you are, creating your vector over top of a picture of your sketch, a really cool thing you can do is reduce the opacity of what you're working with. So example, I'm going to reduce the opacity of that circle I just made. Let me make it a different color so I can see better. See, there we go. So I can kind of see the shape that I'm creating, but I can also see what's behind it, right? So I can make sure that I'm lining everything up. So that can be helpful as you're putting your logo together as well. Okay, so I have that rounded shape up here, and then I want to create that, so I can just grab my rectangle tool. And I'm just going to create that down at the bottom. I'm going to select both of those shapes and scoot them over here. So see, now I have two shapes. And so this works, right? This looks like what I want as far as the shape goes. And I mean, really I could leave it that way, but our goal is to make this logo simple and efficient. So a really good idea would be to combine these two shapes together to make this one shape, right? So I can select both of these and remember our Pathfinder panel that we've gone over. How we can kind of merge shapes together. We can subtract from shapes to create other ones. Really great panel to work with here. So in this case, I'd want to unite, pull those together. So now I have one shape, right? Another tool that might be helpful for you when you're putting this together is the shape builder tool here. So that works the same way as what we just did, really. So shape builder tool is just kind of a quick way to, you can click and draw through these, and you see that it merges them together the same way. Another quick tip for might help you with your logo design. See that the shape builder tool, if you have those shapes selected, you can hover over and it just kind of separates everything if there is a line through it. You see that? So maybe with yours you want to eliminate part of that to get rid of or to cut it out, right? So if you want to do that, you can hold Option on your keyboard and you see it turns into a minus, and if I click, it gets rid of that area. You see that? And now we've kind of created two different shapes. So that can also be helpful if you need to do that. And so then I have just my sun up here at the top. That's just a simple circle here. Let me change my colors to what they need to be. So see here that I have my circle, and then I have this nice area separating everything, the colors, right? So I can just simply create a stroke, a white stroke, to create that look. And the sun rays coming out can just be just little lines. Okay. I'm going to obviously go through and finish that. I'm not going to do all of that here. And surfboard the same way, right? I don't have to go in and draw that with the pen tool. I can kind of just utilize the shapes that I have. grab my direct selection tool, and now I can kind of edit this shape to make it look more like my surfboard. Not exactly like this one, but I would go through and make it look a little bit better, right? And I'll just do one more thing, and then I'll move forward to what else we need to cover. I can just get rid of that bottom part of the surfboard there. So, as you can see, kind of just quick tips as to how to put these things together. All right, I'm going to delete this. Okay, so now color. We'll skip to that. We'll need our swatches panel, and I want you to look at your separations preview. As far as color goes, one thing you need to check if you're having any issues, things just aren't working right with your color, you might want to go to File and check your document color mode here and make sure that is CMYK. Right here. Okay. So do that first. Then you'll open up your separations preview, your swatches, and you might want to pull color over here too if we're talking about color. So this is a 2-color logo design. No black, nothing else, right? Just 2 colors. I mentioned black because I've noticed that for some reason students sometimes will just use black in their logo design. In addition to their other 2 colors. Just remember you can't do that. Okay. So here we go. And you will notice like this down here looks like a different color, but it is in fact still that same orange color. I just reduced the tint percentage up here. That's all. So that still counts. That's still just part of my 2 colors. All right. So this is what I'm going to be looking at when I open up your logo. I'm going to open up your swatches and separations preview. I'm looking for you to have spot colors. As of right now, this is incorrect. Okay, this is not spot colors. Okay, so what you can do, go to your swatches panel. Remember, you can double click on your swatch. You have the ability to rename your swatch, and I'll recommend that you do that. And then you'll change it to spot color. Let's name this swatch. My business name is Sunny Go. I'll just name this SG Orange because we're establishing this as our brand color. Okay, so that's my name. Color type, spot color. That's what we need to do. Make sure that spot color, color mode, CMYK. We're going to click OK here. Just want to mention really quick, this is a little bit different than what is recommended that we do. The reason we're doing it differently is because we can't access Pantone in Adobe anymore right now. So there are some things that would be a little bit different, but there has been a recent change with Adobe removing Pantone, access to Pantone unless you have a subscription. So we're not going to worry about that right now. We're just going to do it this way. Same thing with your blue color. SG Blue. Spot color. Click OK. All right, we have our separations preview up because that is how we're going to just kind of double check ourselves. We can click Overprint Preview here. Just notice that you want to be able to see those 2 spot colors that you put in here. So if you toggle that eye, that visibility at the side of your color, and it goes away, that's what you want to see. That's good to go. And my orange, all of my orange goes away. If you toggle that and nothing goes away, or not all of it goes away, that means that you still have a different color applied somewhere. And you'll need to just make sure you go back and fix that. Okay. So that's the color. Make sure that you do that correctly. One other thing, last thing we're going to cover in here. You're going to have two artboards, like I said. They're the same exact logo. The only difference is that one is going to see your type as shape, and the other is going to be where I could still go in and select your type. So right, this one, I can grab my type tool, select it. I could change it if I wanted to. With your other artboard, what I want you to do is I want you to create what we call create outlines of the type. So we're going to just get our selection tools to select that. You can go to type and create outlines. That's all I want you to do there, okay? That's beneficial because when you're sending this logo around, or your client has to send the logo that you send them off to get printed or something done to it, they don't risk losing the font, if that makes sense, right? So the font might not be on someone's computer and it won't look right. You'll see here, after I create outlines, now my type has seen a shape as a shape, and I can actually go in and edit it if I wanted to, just as if it is a vector shape now. So you leave your type alone here. You would convert yours to outlines on this one. So I think that's everything I need to cover. If there's any questions, just let me know. Hopefully when I go in and when you submit your first proof of your logo, I can catch everything, any problems that you might have, and we can go ahead and get those fixed and get that turned in. All right, if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.